General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, September 18th, tease that Sonny, fearing the truth about John's death will be exposed, has decided to hire Brick, a top expert in security and handling sensitive situations, to deal with all the complications surrounding the incident. Brick has always been someone Sonny trusts implicitly when it comes to concealing dangerous secrets and eliminating potential threats. This time, Brick's mission is not only to erase all traces of evidence, but also to control the flow of information, ensuring none of Sonny's enemies can exploit John's death against him. Brick is tasked with not only destroying evidence tied to the situation, but also arranging things so the police have no way of linking the crime back to Sonny. However, Brick's involvement in handling the case has sparked a wave of suspicion within the community, particularly from Jason, Sonny's longtime ally in every battle. Jason realizes the situation is becoming far too complicated, and getting further involved could come at a steep cost. As more evidence and hidden schemes pile up, Jason begins seriously considering leaving Port Charles. He understands that staying might make him a target for both the police and their enemies, which would put not only him, but also Sonny, in grave danger. Jason feels increasing pressure as he weighs whether to abandon everything in Port Charles for the sake of his own safety and Sonny's. Meanwhile, Sonny, though desperate for Jason to stay, knows the final decision is Jason's to make. Jason's departure could create an irreplaceable void in Sonny's power network. Sonny hiring Brick to handle John's death not only serves to protect himself, but also places Jason in an even more difficult situation. Jason's decision to leave or stay could dramatically shift the balance of power in Port Charles, leaving both Sonny and the underground community facing unpredictable changes. Alexis will be completely shocked when Molly reveals new information that shakes Alexis's faith in Molly's sacrifice to protect Christina. Molly, who has always been willing to do whatever it takes to keep her sister safe, has disclosed that her efforts to shield Christina from danger are no longer working. Christina is still being pulled into a whirlpool of threats and dangerous situations, despite all Molly has done. Alexis, who has always taken pride in Molly's great sacrifices, is now left bewildered and worried as she realizes things aren't going as expected. The fact that Molly had to sacrifice so much to protect Christina makes this revelation even more painful. Alexis feels not only out of control in the face of the situation, but also begins to question whether she has relied too heavily on Molly's intervention instead of confronting and managing Christina's problems herself. Molly's disclosure places Alexis in a difficult position, forcing her to face questions about the future of both of her daughters. Alexis realizes that Molly's sacrifices can't keep Christina safe forever, and this could drive the family into a larger crisis, where the threats to Christina remain, despite every effort to save her. Rick brings bad news, intensifying the situation, as it seems Liz's warning is now becoming a significant threat to her. Liz, who had tried to warn Rick about the surrounding risks, might now find herself caught in the very dangers she had sought to avoid. Rick, with a serious expression, informs Liz that her actions may have been noticed, and their enemies are starting to target her because her warnings have revealed too much sensitive information. Rick is well aware of the danger Liz is facing, and he fears she may have inadvertently become the target of the enemies they are trying to deal with. Though Liz only wanted to help and protect those she loves, her involvement in this situation could now lead to serious consequences. Rick warns Liz to be more cautious and to avoid revealing any more details that could be used against her. Rick's concern grows as he realizes that Liz might not fully grasp the extent of the danger she is currently in. She could be walking straight into danger without even realizing it. The information Rick brings doesn't just frighten Liz, but also forces her to consider whether she should continue intervening in this matter or step back before it's too late. Meanwhile, Rick is determined to protect Liz from the threats lurking around her, but he knows time is not on their side. Molly unexpectedly crosses paths with Dex in a situation no one saw coming, and their conversation quickly becomes tense and full of surprises. Dex, who has no direct connection to Molly, happens to run into her while both of them are dealing with their own issues. Molly, still shaken by the recent revelations about Christina and her failure to protect her sister, sees Dex as a mysterious figure in her story. Meanwhile, Dex hadn't anticipated meeting Molly, but he soon senses something is off about the way she's acting, and begins to probe whether Molly might hold any information related to the complex situation he's facing with Sunny. It seems their conversation will go beyond pleasantries, turning into an opportunity for both to uncover secrets they hadn't expected. Molly, with heightened suspicion, starts to realize that Dex may be involved in the dangers she and her family are facing. She can't fully trust him, but finds herself drawn into the dialogue as Dex tries to remain calm and investigate more about Molly and Christina's situation. The two engage in a mental standoff, where every word exchanged carries hidden meaning. Both Dex and Molly are hiding important information, and this unexpected encounter might be the start of a new series of events, as they each discover there are bigger dangers and plans unfolding behind their backs. What happens next between them is uncertain, but it's clear that this meeting will have far-reaching consequences. Trina and Portia meet in an atmosphere full of tension as their mother-daughter relationship is increasingly tested by issues involving Heather. Trina, who has already been feeling lost and hurt after many recent life events, now finds herself facing the tight control of her mother, Portia. While Portia only wants to protect her daughter from trouble and danger, Trina feels stifled and constrained, especially as everything surrounding Heather becomes more complicated. Heather has caused fractures in Trina's life, and Portia can't sit by and watch her daughter be drawn into dangerous situations. Portia believes Heather is a significant threat to Trina, and she's doing everything in her power to keep Trina away from Heather's negative influence. However, Trina doesn't fully agree with her mother. She feels she has the right to make her own decisions and shouldn't be subjected to Portia's overbearing control, which only deepens the tension between them. Their conversation becomes heated as Trina expresses her frustration that Portia doesn't trust her capabilities. Trina wants to face her life's challenges on her own, but Portia, with all the love and worry of a mother, can't accept letting her daughter take risks without her protection. The conflict between them escalates, with Portia believing that Heather is too great a danger for Trina to face alone.